Over the last few months, the BBC has been celebrating the whole world of opera, and on Radio 2, there's been a nationwide search for the most promising opera star of the future. The BBC Radio 2 Kiri Prize is the brainchild of Dame Kiri Prize. With no upper age limit, nearly 1,000 singers applied, and the winner will perform before their biggest audience ever at tonight's Proms in the Park.
We're looking for someone with outstanding talent, someone who is actually going to go on and sing in the major opera houses for the next 20, 25, 30 years. For myself, it's been about 40 years. And I think that if they can do something similar, it's not a bad thing. The classical world is a very difficult world. It's a very exacting world. And the thing is, it can't be taken lightly. You know, I look at these young people, and I said to one of them the other day, I said, you know, how long have you been studying? She said, 10 years. And she's still not there. So, you know, it's an uphill struggle, but when you get there, it's wonderful.
9 months ago, the competition began with auditions around the country, from which just 40 made it to the masterclasses stage. A great prize in itself.
At the regional auditions, I felt privileged to be there, and also very privileged to meet Robin and Anne, who I've known their names for a long time, but never really had the chance to sing for them. When I received the letter inviting me to the masterclasses, it was a bit of a shock. I didn't expect to even go past the regional auditions, if I'm honest.
Just do the cadenza. Io vivo quasi in cielo. And see if you can do me a diminuendo.
The masterclasses with Dame Kiri, Robin and Anne were a wonderful experience. I learned a lot, actually, in such a short space of time. And it's something that I hope I can work with them again.
Yeah, because we have a crescendo, because we've got to bring you into this as well. Do the first phrase down once more. Listen to that rhythm.
It's a wonderful experience to be in a masterclass with Dame Kiri. She's one of the world's greatest sopranos, and one can't help but feel very privileged and inspired to be around somebody of that caliber.
Now, I think a little steady, then you have to indicate that as to what you want. Because to me, it went a little faster, but I mean, he's waiting for you to tell you. Yeah, we'll make it more clear. You can always take longer on the top notes as you flow over and just take your time with it. Okay?
If I was offered any role at any opera house in the world, I think, well, the obvious choice would be one of the majors. I'd love to work in La Scala, the Metropolitan, or Covent Garden. Any role, tough one. I would hope to be singing Don José sometime in the future.
After the semi-finals last month, just 5 made it to the final to perform with the BBC Concert Orchestra in front of Dame Kiri and 3 other judges.
I think it's incredibly rare to have these kind of opportunities. There are many competitions around throughout the world, but maybe not so many in this country, and certainly not like this.
She's a dame, she's definitely a diva, and she's still a dazzling success. Yes, we're talking about Dame Kiri Prize. Now she's focused on finding the next opera superstar through a contest in the UK. The winner to get Dame Kiri's help to conquer the world. Jill Higgins was at the finals and saw quite a performance.
What I'm looking for is that performance tonight. It might not happen tomorrow night, but they've got the courage and the conviction to do it tonight.
From 600 hopefuls down to just 5. But that's still 4 too many. Only one aria can shine.
So what do you think might make you stand out as the winner?
I'm the only man and the only tenor.
And it's not about spotting new talent, because these contenders have trained for years.
All these young people have come through the colleges. They've all been studying for more than 5, 6, 7 years. They know exactly what to do. But it's where the level is, where their level is. We'd like one of these, if it's possible, to go very, very far. And we'd like to be responsible for it.
How on earth are you going to choose the winner?
We just hope it'll be obvious. It sometimes is.
On board a serious orchestra for this serious competition. There is a lot at stake. 3 weeks at Dame Kiri's Academy in Italy, and a chance to sing at London's Proms in the Park. So Would other general talent shows appeal just as much?
I would feel a bit of a fraud if I walked into an X Factor competition.
Any competition can be life-changing, though. For a young Kiri Prize in the 60s, it was the stepping stone to fame, giving her something she greatly needed.
It's the finance, really, because there was no finance. New Zealand didn't really provide any scholarships.
And so began her glittering career, singing at the greatest opera houses, performing at a royal wedding, becoming almost like royalty herself.
Ultimately, you know, Dame Kiri, along with various other singers, for me, are on my kind of pedestal.
So, can her young stars act the same way?
They've sort of got to be nice. They've got to be polite. They've got to have good manners and dress well.
Well, it seems they've taken this on board, and they clearly hold their tutor in the highest esteem.
It's just so important to have someone like Dame Kiri.
I just hope that if I ever get to where she is now, I can do the same thing.
I'm not their mother, I'm not their sister or their aunt. I'm just sort of, hopefully, the driving force.
For Dame Kiri and the other judges, the decision wasn't easy, but finally, in front of an excited audience, they announced the winner.
I know you're itching to open that envelope, but before you do, again, and without mentioning the name, what marked this particular person out?
It had to be special.
So who does she think is destined for greatness?
If we could have a drum roll, please, Maestro.
Whoever wins this is going to be incredibly lucky.
You really want them all to win, but you can only choose one. That's the hard bit.